Right, so usually I think I'm quite smart with things, and I've left it in the boot now so I can't show you, but if anyone's heard of Lipo6 that bodybuilders use in prep, how the fuck do you guys survive? I put it on today. I am burning, actually burning. And that shit hurts, man. And I know a lot of people use it in prep. I kind of just wanted to test it out to see what it's like, because I already know. I know my body enough to know that when it gets down to those last few weeks of prep, it's going to be my midsection that's going to let me down. Everything else is going to be okay, but my midsection is going to let me down. So I looked into what to do, and this was the best option, and fuck me, it hurts. Like, it literally feels like someone is burning your skin off. Still feels like it now. And I put it on about an hour ago. I need to go wash it off, really, don't I? So Danny's been on the YouTube channel a lot over the years.
We've done everything together. I'm a VIP at this point.
You are. So we're currently in London today. We're doing more of a fashion shoot, as you can tell. I don't just usually walk into London in a suit for no reason at all. But yeah, we're just chilling out. But more to the point, I want to show you this because I don't think I'm ever going to see this again in my lifetime, so I'm going to allow you to see it too. Now, depending on when I put this out, that is the cue to see the Queen. I had to stop the game while I decided to finally finish this video because that might be a clever thing to do. I'm back from London. It's now the next day. I've just got back from training. I trained with my coach today, Warren. That will be in the next video. But I said in my last segment in London that I wanted to talk about Jess and a powerlifting competition. And yeah, that's how I want to finish this. My best friend is a world champion. She won a category, she broke a world record. I don't care that it was only for a couple of minutes, but she broke a goddamn world record. And she's incredible. I'm never going to be able to express how proud I am of that, of her. I'm just not. I'm never going to be able to fathom the words to be able to say it. And I think she knows it to an extent. She knows it. I show it to her every single day. But the one thing I wanted to finish this video on is something that she said recently. Or she said it in quite a lot of her social media content since winning and slightly before winning. She's got her own channel on here as well if you wanted to watch her prep. She spoke about sacrifice. I think there's a blurred line when people talk about sacrifice. I really do, because you definitely get big companies, big influencers, lots of followers that say, you know, they had to sacrifice a lot to get where they are, and I'm not saying it's not true. You do. If you want to be good at anything, you have to have a sacrifice. But reading her sort of content of where she said, you know, like she missed seeing her friends, she missed being closer to a partner, she missed being able to have a lot more flexibility with like going out on food and stuff, made me think a lot about what I've done. This channel's been around for a long time, even though it's still very small. You know, you can go back to one of the first videos in 2017 and there's me, a laptop, and I'm designing the first t-shirts of Emerge Elite. You can do that if you want to. And then you see a compilation of videos that goes through a lot of my life. You know, and not just business. It goes through a lot of my life, my actual life, you know, my friends, previous partners and stuff like that. And I realised recently that I do put a lot of my life on social media. Funny that, you know, but I've also sacrificed a lot to be here. And I'm not sitting on a 6-figure business, and I'm not sitting in a fancy mansion, and I'm not, you know, got tens of thousands of followers or stuff, but I still had to sacrifice a lot to sit where I am today. And I'm very blessed. I'm very fortunate. You know, I love the fact that I'm catching up on the Arsenal Brighton women's game. You know, I've got to pack some orders. I've got editing. You know, I really love where my life is right now. But I did have to sacrifice a lot, and I think I've spoken about it once before, of where I gave up my 20s. I did. I didn't party. I hardly socialised. I did a bit of travelling. That was good. But the second I made the decision at like 25, 26 years old to build companies, I sacrificed a lot of my life. And I know on social media sometimes it looks amazing. And I do some pretty cool things, and I'm very fortunate. There's things like when you talk about sacrifice and stuff, and I have had recently, the last 2 weeks have been a whirlwind. I can't explain it to you. The launch that happened at Emerge Elite was bigger than I've ever seen in my life. I've never had that in the whole 6-7 years that I've been doing this. I've never had this. I've never had things. I've had things sell out, but when they were such little quantities, you know, like 5 or something like that. So to have things where you've got 20 of each item and they're selling out in 10 minutes, and you've got hundreds of orders to pack. And you know, with the recent launch of Emerge Elite and stuff, it's gone so well that we achieved 1,158% revenue than the company has ever made. Ever. Not just the last launch, ever. And I know there's a good 3 out of the 5 year period where when I was building the company I didn't make a lot of money. I made about £500 in the first year, and then COVID I didn't make anything. I think collectively I made maybe 90 quid. It was less than, I know it was less than 100, but over this space of 2 years we didn't really make any money. So I'm trying to justify why it's such a big number, basically. So that is a huge achievement for me. That's a massive achievement. I think the main thing that took me most by surprise was the fact that this sacrifice, giving up my 20s, is now to an extent becoming real. Like, the reason for it is becoming real. Like, the vision that I had that not everyone had with me. But yeah, to hear someone else talk about it, because I haven't really heard of anyone else actively be affected by it too. You know, I lost my training partner when she decided to powerlift. Congratulations to my bestie, Jess, for being a world champion. Congratulations also to Ellen for being a world champion, who was competing with her in a different category. And Beth, who came a very close second to Jess. I mean, all three of the girls did absolutely fantastic, and I'm super proud of them all. I will see you in the next one.